Right, so picking back up where we left off, just outside of Elfheim. Not really sure why I tried to go back in then, but let's go exploring. I realised there was quite a lot of places I'd glossed over in the previous video. So I decided to sort of head back over to previous area and have a look around and see if I could find anything. I started off by taking on some couple of random battles, gain a bit of XP before I headed off to sea. Looking at this battle, I do hope soon I'll find a way to hit multiple enemies with magic, or attacks, to be fair, because that's really useful in the later games. And hitting one at a time, battle where you've got 7 enemies, you can't one-shot them, not helpful. After the random fights, I decided to head back to Provoker and heal up for a bit and do a bit of shopping. See if I can get some new gear, new spells maybe, just anything I might have missed. Checked out all the shops, made sure I stop at the inn. when I got to this shop, I was a bit undecided between the broadsword and the battle axe for a while, but I did think, well, swords are better. So I bought the broadsword. And then I noticed that Alan could have a scimitar, so I decided to buy the scimitar as well. This is when I realised I'd already got one, because Joker has one equipped. So by buying an extra scimitar, I just wasted some gil. These things happen. Stopping off at the black magic shop, I did notice that Temper looked like it could be a useful spell, so I decided to pick it up. It's only 250 gil, and we had enough. Getting to the white magic shop though, nothing really looked like it was useful. Watch me get proved wrong. But yeah, nothing seemed worth spending the last of my gil on. So, other shops. Checking out the armor shop, I noticed there was a very expensive piece of armor that I would like to get, but nothing else was worth getting. And I didn't have enough gil for the very expensive piece of armor that I want to get. So, onwards. So I realised while I was rushing through in the last video that I'd barely touched this landmass up here. So I thought I'd go back all the way back to the Chaos Shrine, was the plan. Seeing if I could spot anything else that I might have missed along the way. I mean, I'm sure there will be. I mean, I basically took a direct path last time. So, yeah, I went back, see what we could find. See? A whole cave system that I missed. Is it Matoya's cave? Complete with magic brooms. Oh, okay. Magic brooms and everything. How cool's that? I don't know what that's supposed to say. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But yeah. See, I missed this whole thing. And we've got red mage by the looks of it. Oh, so maybe this is like some sort of side quest or something? To find her eye for her? Maybe? I'll come back to it at some point. I will admit, a lot of the battles are a little bit tedious in this one. There's nothing too challenging so far. Only really Garland's been an issue, but that's my fault for not going shopping and preparing beforehand. Although, I will admit, while not difficult, large groups of enemies, you know, it'd be nicer if I could hit a few of them at once rather than just one. Might be a little bit quicker, but still, nothing too challenging. And then we have a lonely single enemy that just dies in one hit. Making it back to the Chaos Shrine, it didn't seem like there was anywhere else that I'd missed along the way. Again, I'm probably wrong. So I just decided to have a wander around, pick up any loot that I might have missed while I was in here, because when I was in here I was getting my ass kicked. So now that I'm a bit stronger and I'm one or two shot in most enemies, I thought that would be a good time to pick up any loot that I might have missed. Although, let's face it, if I've missed it, it's probably no good for me now. See a leather cap? That could be useful. Surely somebody can wear a hat. Yes, Joker can wear a hat. Four battles with large numbers of enemies and still no way to hit multiples. I mean, I know I've not picked anything up extra, but I can still bitch about it, right? Let's see how well this temper does. Well, a bit of a difference. Not huge, but a bit of a difference. Maybe that'll become useful in the later game. I will admit, it's nice to be able to go back to these previous areas and explore without too much effort. It's not really taken much for me to come back to this place. Just walking back, taking the ship, but I really do need to find this Mystic Key. You watch it be a really late game item or something, which it's going to take me ages to get there. I've got to come all the way back. But then, this is Final Fantasy. There'll be better ways of travelling just with the ship, surely. I can't really remember what I was looking for in the status screen there. There was something I was looking for, but I can't remember what it was. And it wasn't there, whatever it was. Sorry if you can hear the tapping in the background. Then it's a friend of mine was texting me while I was playing. So yeah, I was texting him back. I decided to take a quick rest up in Cornelia before I headed back out. Just heal up after all these random battles that I've come across. Once I was healed, we headed back out, and off we went. When I got back to the ship, I noticed there was this whole area down south that I just hadn't been either, so I decided I'd go and explore that, see if there's anything down there that I might have missed. Hopefully there'll be something, but who knows. Wasn't really finding much of any use to the west, so we headed east. Maybe there was something that way. I will say one thing though, recording this whole thing in a heatwave is not fun. The heatwave in the UK at the moment is just insane. And I know everybody always says like UK weather's not that bad. Try living it. I didn't really find much useful down to the west either. Well, anything useful for that matter. Just more fights, a little bit more XP. Chances to get closer to leveling up. Make our party a little bit stronger. Oh no, poor Bob. Let's get him revived. Well, I guess we're not going to revive him. Not yet, at least. Not even sure if we've got any Phoenix Downs at the moment. I'm guessing as I'm not going into the menu, I've got no Phoenix Downs right now. We're headed back towards Provoker. Let's go pick some up. We need to get Bob back on his feet. Gaining all this XP without him. And poison as well. Did we buy antidotes? Antidotes I've got. So let's get Joker and Alan cured and head back to Provoker to get Bob back on his feet. Of course, we have to have one more fight before we get there. Just more XP for Bob to miss out on. Do love the fainting sprites though. Just looks like he's fallen over. Pure cartoon fashion. So stopping back at Provoker, I decided to go to the inn to rest up, heal everybody up. And let's try and do a little bit of shopping. Hopefully I've got enough for that really expensive piece of armor I wanted. Easily enough. Brilliant. Sell whatever I don't need. Extra gil is always handy. Even if we're not making much from selling back our gear. Yeah. did notice. It's really strange because in the later Final Fantasies, resting at an inn will revive your party members as well. Doesn't seem to do it in this one. So basically, I ended up wasting heals where I could have just bought the Phoenix Downs first and then rested at the inn. So I went back to the inn before realising I don't have enough money. So then, the only thing to do, waste all of Harley's cures. Well, half of them at least. A few more random battles out at sea, get some XP. Let Bob pick up some XP that he missed out on while he was passed out because I didn't pick up any Phoenix Downs. One of these days I will learn to stock up in this game. Considering I've been playing Final Fantasy for all of my adult life and at least half of my teenage life, you think I'd know better by now, but it's one of those things, and buying items is something I never really did much in the later games. I tended to rely a lot more on magic, but I can't really do that in this one because the limits that you have set on what magic you can use. You don't get many. So I will have to learn to stock up on items. Nice level up for Harley. Level 11. So I decided to head back towards Elfheim, as I figured that must be the next way to progress the main story. Hopefully I can find maybe some more side quests, like for the Eye. Third, of course, we can't walk across land without running into another 6 dogs. Looking back on this video as well, I really need to learn about targeting selected enemies rather than just whichever one the cursor gives me. Because we really need to use the big hitters to hit the tougher enemies. And let the mages attack the weak guys. Quick rest stop and a bit of shopping at Elfheim, just to see if there's anything else that I might pick up that could be useful. Well, I could get a dagger for Bob. Bob could have a dagger. Alan could have a saber. That's not bad. But I need a bit more gil before Alan gets his saber. Bob can have his dagger. Need to find some armor for these guys though, because so far it's only Joker's got armor. I don't think I've been in this building. What's in this building? None who need my services. Well, what services do you provide? Maybe I do need them. You don't know. And you can see the future, can you? There's some armor for the mages. Oh, more caps. Get caps for everybody. Let's give everybody a cap. I still find it really weird that my mate is just using a hammer. A hammer really doesn't seem like a mage's weapon. Well, give me some and I'll try them out, sir. Another sage. Why, what's wrong with the prince? Ooh, graves. Who's this Astos? Here lies Link. So, is that supposed to say this franchise is gonna end The Legend of Zelda? Because that didn't really work out, did it? Not that either franchise is dying off anytime soon. Not sure why I came back out of the castle. I think it was an accident where I tried to go back out through that door and the exit box was bigger than I expected. So Astos came in here and cursed the prince. So we've got to help him. Okay. I will certainly try. Yeah, that looked like a door. I'm not sure why. I'm still not sure. I think I go through all these areas and I try to look at empty areas and pick up stuff off the ground. Because because it it looks like an old Pokemon game, and you used to be able to do that on the old Pokemon games. I will get the grips of the controls one of these days. So we've got to find a concoction to wake the prince. And he's okay. Don't know anyone that makes concoctions yet, so rumors of a witch who can brew any potion. Her name was Matoya. Oh, so that's her for the eye. So maybe it's not a side quest. Maybe it's actually a main quest. So maybe if we get her the eye, she will brew us a potion to kill the prince. But where do we get the eye? That is the question. And accidentally walked into Elfheim. So I took to wandering, seeing what else we could come across. Taking in some more random battles, get some more XP, level up, get stronger. What could go wrong? So, wandering around, I came to what seemed to be a more swampy area. With same enemies. Still nothing new, but at least it was a new battle background. And then I found a hole in the ground. The Marsh Cave. Oh, this is something new. And we can talk to bats. As you'll soon see, if you don't know this game already, going into the Marsh Cave was not a good idea at the time. Again, should have prepared. This is another Garland situation. Where I've not gone shopping, not bought the right things. Joy. Poison enemies. Now I know I've got an antidote. So I've got one left. That's okay. Hopefully there's not too many poison enemies. Foreshadowing, maybe? And all of a sudden I can't do any damage to these guys. And they're poisonous. then I realised I've got no antidotes. So I've got no way to cure my poison.
It was at this moment he knew. He messed up.
See, why do they miss when they flee? At least that would have helped. Now I have 2 people poisoned. In a moment, I came up with a genius strategy, shall we say. Oh, I can't heal this poison. Let's just wander around until they die. At least then I can Phoenix down. Can you guess how well that worked? Especially when we're not taking much damage from their attacks, we're not dying very fast. Well, Jokers. But I thought to myself, it's an area full of poison enemies. There must be some antidotes in some of the chests. No, potion. And yeah. Well, at least I can buy some antidotes from the shop that isn't here. Preemptive strike. At least I can kill them, hopefully, before they kill me. Oh, there's Alan down. So we can revive Alan. Just need Joker to die now. No more poison for Alan. Although, does mean we're using up all of Harley's spells again. Yeah, I used them all. So now, how am I going to cure Joker? This plan did not go well. But apparently I'm more stubborn than I realised. Just kept carrying on with it. Phoenix down, and potion, so at least Joker's got a little bit of health. And at least nobody's poisoned. And a level up for Joker as well, up to level 12. Oh, another chest. A dagger. No use. Couldn't have been a potion. Couldn't have been an antidote. Yes, stubbornly I trudge along, thinking, it'll be fine, I can find what I need in this place. Just gotta run away from the odd battle. But no, I give up. Preemptive. At least I can get some XP out of this one. So I give up. And beaten. Tented. Just to gain a little bit of health back. Gain a bit of MP as well. Trudge back to Elfheim. Beaten. And well, I say I trudged back to Elfheim. I know I was about to trudge back to Elfheim. But I thought, I've tented. Maybe I can find some more antidotes. How wrong I was. But things were going well. I figured, what could go wrong? There's got to be a few more treasure chests down here that I haven't hit yet. They'll give me what I need. And then Alan gets poisoned again. And yet, for some reason, keep pushing forwards. Running from the battles, but and I see how big this place is going to be. And I just think, no, it's not worth it. I'm going to end up getting beat. Joker gets poisoned again. So, what choice have I got? I've got to go back to Elfheim. I've got to stock up on antidotes. At least while I was down here, I earned a bit of money, go back, do some shopping, stock up, and come here prepared, knowing what I'm about to face. And Alan dies again. On the plus side, Bob levels up. But this is dejecting. So I heal up Alan, Give him what cure I can. Make the long walk back to Alfheim, deciding not to take any battles along the way. Because well, yeah. This is where my hour marker for PlayStation recording showed up, so I decided that I'd save it here. And that would be it. If you did enjoy my attempt to get absolutely nowhere, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, because it really helps it out. And hopefully I'll see you in part 3.